Hi, I'm Velvet with the Self-Worth Tribe, a tribe of women who accept that our past does not define our future. So the other day I was going through some old papers and some books and things, and I was just trying to clear out some of the clutter that has found its way into my life, and I came across an old journal of mine. Now, as I started to look at some of the passages that I had written, I really started to feel the pain of some of the words that I'd put down. Now, there was feelings of hurt that I wasn't being appreciated at the job that I was working at. There was a longing to be in a relationship with somebody who truly accepted me for who I was. There was dreams of holidays that I wanted to take and what it would be like to be debt-free. And there was notes of how friends and family had let me down. But what struck me the most was the disappointment in the everyday things that were going on in my life. And as I read those words, I really began to see that they were the words of someone who lacked self-worth. Now, there was pages after pages of words telling me how unhappy I was with my life. That if I was just a little bit smarter, or if I was a little bit prettier, or if my hair was just a little bit thicker, then things would be better. As I started to look at the words that I was using about myself, with myself, I began to look at the language that I was using and the thoughts and the words and how they related to myself. And I began to realize that those thoughts of not being good enough or not being smart enough were actually becoming things in my life. I wasn't finding that great guy. I wasn't working at my dream job. And I wasn't getting to the gym regularly. As I started to read the words, I realized that there's been a shift in my perspective. There's been a shift in how I react to people's words to me and to the words that I use with myself. I no longer believe that I'm a horrible person that no one's ever going to love. And as my self-worth cup begins to fill up, I can accept some of the choices that I've made, and I no longer blame anybody else for those. Now, I also believe that the words that I'm using have shifted, that I'm starting to be more mindful of what I say to myself. I am smart enough. I am pretty enough. I am worth it. And as I begin to acknowledge my self-worth and my accomplishments in my life, it only makes me stronger. I do believe that I deserve all of the things that I work so hard for. So today, as I write in my journal and am mindful of the words that I'm using, I realize that I'm actually looking to the things that I've accomplished during the day and appreciating those, and that I no longer worry about or look at all of the things that I didn't get done in the day. I can go to the bank and realize that it's not the bank teller's fault that I couldn't find parking in the parking lot. Or that when I'm at a restaurant, that it's not the waitress's fault that as I was going out the door, my puppy jumped up and put a hole in my sweater. My abundance of self-worth has made me more accepting of these events and of others. And now I can get into an elevator and ride up a few floors with a fellow in the elevator, and I can actually compliment him on his shirt and not be so worried that, does he think I'm pretty, or does he like my shoes, or something about me. I am no longer a victim of my lack of self-worth and my negative self-talk, but I am a person who is pursuing happiness, and love with me. Join us in the Self-Worth Tribe, a safe yet vibrant gathering of women like you and me who accept that our past does not define our future.